Dear students, I am Professor B. Sudhakar Reddy, Professor of Physics, SKR and SKR Government College for Women, Kadapa. Today, I am going to present a topic on Carnot engine, working of Carnot engine, efficiency of Carnot engine. Carnot engine. Any engine which works on the Carnot cycle is called Carnot engine. Normally, the Carnot engine consists of four parts. They are source, sink, insulating stand, cylinder and piston. Among these four parts, number one, working substance. Normally, the working substance is an ideal gas which is enclosed in a cylinder with a piston. The wall of the cylinder are perfectly insulating while the bottom of the cylinder is perfectly conducting. The piston is perfectly non-conducting and frictionless. Second one, source. This is a hot body or reservoir of heat with high thermal capacity at a temperature T1. The temperature of the source will not alter due to high thermal capacity even we draw heat from it. Third one, sink. This is another reservoir of heat with a high thermal capacity at a lower temperature T2 which is less than T1. The temperature of this sink will not alter if we add heat to it because of high thermal capacity. Fourth one, insulating stand. It is a perfectly non-conducting stand. Next one, we are going to discuss about the working of Carnot engine. The Carnot engine works as per the Carnot cycle. Each process in the Carnot engine is reversible process. Let us assume that an ideal gas which is the working substance is inside the cylinder in thermodynamic equilibrium at a temperature T1. Let the working substance undergo the following operations, and these operations as shown on the indicator diagram as shown in this figure. Here this is the PV diagram for working of Carnot engine. We take volume on x-axis and pressure on y-axis. We plot this A, B, C, D, A cycle. Here A stands for coordinates P1, V1, B, P2, V2, C, P3, V3, D, P4, V4. In this Carnot cycle, there are four stages. Among four, number one is isothermal expansion. Let the working substance inside the cylinder be having an initial pressure, volume and temperature P1, V1 and T1 respectively. The initial stage of the P1, V1, T1 is represented by a point A, P1, V1 on the indicator diagram. Now, keep the cylinder on the source which is at temperature T1. The piston moves the cylinder slowly upward so that the gas expands isothermally. In this process, the pressure of the working substance falls and volume increases. Absorbing heat from the source will compensate the decrease of the temperature. This isothermal expansion is a quasi-static process and is shown as curve B on the indicator diagram. The state of the gas P2, V2, T1 is represented by a point B, P2, V2 on the diagram. Let the quantity of heat absorbed from the source in this process be Q1 and work done by the gas be is W1 while changing the state from P1 V1 to another state P2 V2. Since the process is an isothermal process, there is no change in the internal energy. According to the first law of thermodynamics, Q1 can be written as integral V1 to V2 PdV, that equal to RT1 log V2 by V1. This is equation, this is called equation number 1. As per the figure 1, Q1 can be written as W1 equal to area of AB GE. Second one, adiabatic expansion. Now the cylinder is detached from the source and is placed on the insulating stand. As the walls of the cylinder are insulated and conducting, the bottom has placed on insulating stand, there is no exchange of heat between the system and surroundings. Now the piston of the cylinder moves upwards since there is no transfer of heat from the surroundings anywhere. Adiabatic expansion takes place and internal energy of the gas decreases. Adiabatic expansion takes place till the gas reaches a temperature T2, that is the temperature of the sink. Let the pressure decreases to P3 and volume increases V3, then the state of the gas can be represented P3 V3 T3. After this adiabatic expansion, it is represented by a point C P3 V3 on the indicator diagram. This process is shown as curve BC on the diagram. The work done of the gas during this adiabatic expansion can be given W2 equal to integral V2 to V3 PdV, that equal to R into T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. This is equation number 3. As per the figure, W3 can be W2 represented by area of BC GH. Third one, isothermal compression. Now the cylinder is removed from the insulating stand and placed on the sink. Now the piston is moved slowly downwards, thereby compressing the gas in an isothermal process. The heat developed by compressing the gas is given to the sink and thereby the gas remains at temperature T2 only. Let W3 is the external work done on the gas. Since it is an isothermal process, there is no change in the internal energy and heat rejected to the sink is equal to the work done on the gas. This process is shown as a curve CD on the indicator diagram. Let the gas having pressure P4 and the decreased volume V4, then the present state of the gas after this isothermal compression is represented by a point dP4 V4 on the diagram. Then it can be represented W3 equal to integral V3 to V4 PdV RT2 log V4 by V3. As per figure, W3 can be represented area of DCHF. Last one, adiabatic compression. This is the final stage of the process. After this state, the gas attains its initial state. Now the cylinder is removed from the sink and placed on the insulating stand. The gas compressed by pushing the piston downwards till the gas attains pressure P1, volume V1 and temperature T1, which are initially values of the state of the gas. This adiabatic compression of the gas is shown as curve DA on the indicator diagram. The present state of the gas is equal to the initial state of the gas, that is point A. Since no heat transfer takes place, the work done on the gas is given by W4 equal to WdA, that equal to V4 to V1 PdV, that equal to R into T1 minus T2 by gamma minus 1. It is equation number 7. As per the figure, W4 can be represented area of DFEA. Therefore, the total energy, total work done is given by W equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. From equations 3 and 7, we can write W2 equal to minus W4. Hence, W equal to W1 plus W3. W equal to RT1 log base E V4 V2 by V1 minus RT2 log V3 by V4. We can also show that W equal to area of ABGE plus area of BCHG minus area of DCHF minus area of DFEE. From the figure, we observed that W equal to area of ABCD. We know that PV equal to RT, and for an adiabatic process, PV power gamma equal to K. From the above two equations, RT by V into V power gamma equal to K, or T V power gamma minus 1 equal to K1. At point A and D, we can get the equations T2 by T1 by V4 by, whole power gamma minus 1. Similarly, for the points B and C, T2 by T1 equal to V2 by V3 whole power gamma minus 1. From the above equations, we can get V1 by V4 equal to V2 by V3. Now, equations becomes W equal to R into T1 minus T2 log base E V2 by V1. In a Carnot cycle, the initial state and the final state are the same. Hence, work done equal to Q, that is the heat, equal to Q1 minus Q2. We can see that in a full cycle of process, the working substance remains the same in the same original state. The final result of the Carnot engine is that heat is transferred into work. This cycle is repeated continuously and indefinitely, and work is extracted. Now, we are going to derive an equation for efficiency of Carnot engine. Here we have seen that the working substance in a Carnot engine absorbs heat from the hotter reservoir in one cycle, and in other process heat is rejected to a cooler reservoir. So that the engine operates between two reservoirs. It is a fact experience that some heat is always rejected to the cooler reservoir. The efficiency of an actual engine is never 100%. In common sense language, efficiency is what you want divided by what you have to put in. Let us see how this common sense notation of efficiency applies to heat engine and refrigerators. Keeping in mind of the common sense, the efficiency, let us try to define the efficiency of a heat engine. The input of the heat engine is the heat energy. The output of the engine is useful work. So the efficiency of heat engine can be defined as the efficiency equal to W by Q, where W is the work output and Q is the heat input. According to first law of thermodynamics, du equal to dq minus dw. In the case of Carnot engine, the system regains its initial stage and there is no change in the internal energy. Hence, dq equal to dq minus dw equal to 0. We also know that the net heat added is just Q1 minus Q2, and hence the above equation becomes Q1 minus Q2 equal to dW, that equal to work output, that equal to W. The net output of the heat engine is equal to the heat energy you put in, less the heat the gets dumped out the engine. This is really just conservation of energy. Now we can express the efficiency of equation is given by efficiency eta equal to W by Q that equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. It is easy to see from the above equation that the efficiency is always less than 1. According to Carnot cycle, we can't make Q2 as a 0 because the engine has to release some heat to the sink. Hence, the engine releases some heat energy without converting into any useful work. We can express efficiency efficiency of heat engine in terms of temperature. According to this equation, the efficiency equation in terms of temperature is given by eta equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1, that equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. From the above equation, the efficiency of heat engine depends on the temperature of the source and sink only. Hence, the efficiency is independent of the working substance. In impracticability of Carnot engine. Carnot reversible heat engine is an ideal engine, but cannot be realized in practice because of these following reason. In Carnot engine, heat is to be taken at a constant high temperature T1 of the reservoir. This is not possible because when heat is taken from the reservoir, it is temperature falls down. Similarly, heat cannot be rejected to sink at constant low temperature because of the temperature of the sink rises again. Having perfectly conducting base and perfectly non-conducting walls of the piston of the cylinder containing the working substance is not feasible. The working of the engine is very slow. In the reverse part of the cycle, the working substance has to take Q2 from the sink and gives out Q1 heat to the source. Thus, it acts as a refrigerator. This can't be realized. Thank you one and all students. Thank you.